Hello everyone, this is Sidekick Jason doing another behind the scenes tour of our studio. So today we're going to be looking at something a little different than usual. I had the opportunity to have this set up this way, so I was like, well, might as well do it behind the scenes, so that way you guys can take a look at it. This is going to be a little more actually behind the scenes than normal. So without further ado, I'll just show you guys. So right now, you are seeing the beautiful set in its nothingness form. Plain, simple, boring. So yeah, this is like literally behind the scenes so you guys can actually see how my setup is done. So if you look, I've got 5 poles with clamps on top, and each one is used to hold up the canvases. So I've got 4 different canvases that I was lucky enough to have a friend paint for me my freshman year at college. So there are the 4 of them. I've got daytime, nighttime, evening, and then like stormy, cloudy. So, and then each of them have a different set of lights that I turn on, or something I do in post-production that allows me to alter the, the environment to make it feel more like that particular time of day. So yeah, so this is like nothing right now, so that way you guys can kind of see. So if you ever want to, copy my setup, it's pretty simple. You just get 5 poles, make bases for them, get a table, make legs for them with wheels, and then suddenly you've got a set like Sidekick Jason. So yeah, this is what so far. Ooh, nearly tipped that over. So yeah, I thought I'd show you guys around a little more about this. So those pieces of wood down there and the 2 that are right there are used to hold up the backdrops. I'm referring to these, which were specially printed by a friend of mine. I found the images, photoshopped them, and had a friend print them for me. When I did season 1, I only had the countryside, but now I've got the countryside, a mountain landscape, and then I've also got an ocean backdrop as well. Do not ask me to get them for you guys because I can't. The friend who printed them spent a lot of money on expensive printing paper. This guy's a professional photographer, and he let me use part of his studio and stuff. In return, I had to help him out with a couple of projects he was working on. But so he was kind enough to do it for free, but like I can't like ask him to do more. So it is only for me. Sorry, my apologies for those who want. But I'm sure there's plenty of ways that you guys can get similar backdrops. Searching online, I'm sure that there's a lot more images out back now than there was when I was searching for these. I mean, I printed these probably 4 years ago. So yeah, anyways. So let's take another look at what's going on here so you guys can see. The reason why I had to take everything down is, so I like to film everything like as close to each other as possible. So like all the behind the scenes you guys have seen so far, if I'm uploading these chronologically, I don't know if I'm going to or not, but everything's been on like a green grass mat and the same type of countryside background. That's because I don't want to have to keep changing everything out constantly. And so I'll just have that set up, and then I'll rearrange, the tracks and everything that I need to. So that way, minimal amount of change to save me the most amount of time. But what happened is I had to film for the Thomas Creator Collective again. So I had to take everything off because I had to film with a tan grass mat instead of the green one. So I had to film on that beauty. Although I don't know if I want to call it a beauty. I am not the biggest fan of this object, this supposed station that's actually a shed. Yeah, it's been kind of a pain to film on it, honestly. So yeah, whenever you guys are finally watching this, when I decide to upload it, it is currently summer of 2017, and I just finished filming for Thomas and the Superstation. So when you guys can look back and realize how long it's been, like from whenever I upload this to this current time. So yeah, so that's I just kicked something over. So that's what I've been working on. That's why everything got taken down. That's why I decided to show you guys what it looks like, you know, bare minimum here of just plain nothingness. But while we're here, I'm also going to take a moment to show you guys another important thing is the lighting setup. Dun, 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 dun. So when I started filming season 2, I used 2 of these lights. These are just like normal shop lights you can buy at like any given store, really. I got mine at Walmart, just my local Walmart, picked them up. So I originally had 2 of them, which are actually, so the one that's on the left and the right here, those are the 2 that I used for season 2. And I regret only using 2. Well, to kind of explain why the lighting is the way it is. So when I filmed season 1, I actually used natural lighting because I was filming in my upstairs bedroom. So I literally would film during the day, crack open the window just a little bit, and I was able to use natural daylight to, you know, create a wonderful wonderful lighting on the set. When I filmed season 2, I was kicked out of my upstairs bedroom and sent to the downstairs bedroom, which was bigger, and my little brothers moved into my old room. But the problem was that there was not enough natural lighting to do that, so I had to get these lights instead. And so I set up 2 of them, so the 2 on either side, and I only had those. And I thought it was sufficient for what I was doing until later when I was filming for the Creator Collective, and I realized just how dark my footage was compared to other people's, and I was like, okay, I gotta upgrade, I gotta get more lights. So I have since bought more lights for the second half. Okay, so after I filmed, let's see, it would have been Night of the Diesels, Brother Bother, around that time. So we're talking like June, July of 2016. I was able to get more lights. And so I got 2 more, and so I set those up, and they were so now I had 4, and I also realized what I could do in post-production to brighten things up, and I think it turned out phenomenal, what I was able to do with it. I mean, I had gotten comments from people who had just said that it was absolutely like huge improvement. Some people said that my lighting now rivaled that of, you know, some of the CGI, in particular Diesel D199's lighting. Like I had Enterprising Engine 93 say that like my lighting had gotten so good that literally like it matched his, and he has total control over his lighting. So I was like, well, sweet, if I've matched, you know, similar to that means that I've done well if it's got to that point. I think it's brighter, it's more colorful. I think kids enjoy it. It's definitely moving towards that season 3 style of, you know, visuals that I really like. So I had 4, and then when I was filming this past year for the collective, I just continued with 4, but I had a different setup. That was when I switched to the big table. So you can tell with this that there's, you know, 2 separate pieces of plywood board. So before October of 2016, I only had half this space. I literally had 1, and it was propped up against a wall. But when I took all my trains down to school to film for the collective, I was able to expand and have 2 of them. And I think it turned out great. But I had to set up the lighting different because I had to have stuff above and below. Plus now that the table rotated, it changed things because before it was kind of, you know, stationary. I could like, it was pretty straightforward. So then when I moved back home, and I didn't move my trains home, I moved them to a office complex, which is where we are now. And I realized I still needed more lighting and stuff, especially for filming season 3. I was fine with it, like for the collective and stuff, because the thing that was cool about filming with the collective is as over time I was progressing and getting better, and it wasn't like there was a consistency error. Whereas in order for me to make the changes that I needed to really improve, like I couldn't do that doing my own series, because then you would notice like, oh, on this set in season 3 it's poor quality and this is better. Like, so this allowed me to improve, and then now I've got kind of a standard higher quality that I'm able to do for my own series. So I bought more lights when I came back, and now, so the setup is 6 lights. So I've got 3 in the center, and then I've got 3 on the outside, and the 3 outside ones are angled down towards the set. And the reason why is, so you'll notice the backdrop there is all on one side, the table's in the center, and then the lights are above there. So it's set up exactly that I will be always filming from this angle. Like I will be pointing in towards the backdrop. I mean, I can do some this way and some that way, but it's more intended that I will be turning the table rather than me actually like running around it. Whereas before I like had to literally move the camera to fit every different direction. So yeah, so the lighting is set up to all face down. The triangle here in the center is meant to be like getting the overhead, making sure that there's just light on the set. And then the outer ones, so the 3 big ones on the outside, they're intended to actually like brighten the faces for the shots. There's also just random, you know, little lights that are here down in this room that weren't here, well, that were here before I started filming. Yeah, I think that's enough for today. Another time I'll actually explain the other lights, if you can see them, and kind of explain my setup with that. But I will save that for another time because this is probably running a little too long. So anyways, thanks for watching. Talk to you guys soon.